What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
And it's your boy, Jamichael Moore. And we are the Residual Impact Podcast.
Here, we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves.
And then apply it to their communities.
Yes, I love it.
I love it.
How was your week, man?
Week was pretty good. It's fairly busy, but not too busy, but still kept me on my toes. I'll say that most importantly.
Bet. Hey, you know what? Speaking of keeping somebody on their toes, for those of you guys who are watching on YouTube, y'all know last week I said to keep me accountable for wearing a sweatshirt when I come in the building the next time, right? Because he likes to keep it burr in here, you know what I'm saying? Like freezing. Surprisingly, because the fall is literally around the corner, you know what I'm saying? It's a little breezy outside, so he got the AC off. But as y'all can see, I came prepared. I got the sweater.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? But right now, both of us are in here looking like them franchise boys because we fresh on our white tees, and this was completely unplanned. As he over there leaning and rocking with it. This was definitely completely unplanned. We did not plan to wear white tees on camera, but
not at all.
You know what I'm saying? Great minds think alike.
Big facts.
First, the matching cars. That was definitely not planned.
Nope.
Now matching T-shirts.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? Next up, matching Ferraris.
That's the goal.
The main goal. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to happen, y'all.
Definitely. Which Ferrari did you say you want to start out with?
I think I'm going to start out with the 488 GTB or the 488 Pista.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be around the 488 range.
I understand that.
Who knows?
Listen, I want to have the Portofino first. That's going to be my starter Ferrari. You know,
drop
just
top
so
or
I
hard
can,
top, though?
Drop top, of course. Drop top. It's going to be my starter Ferrari when I get it. Just so I can kind of get used to the mechanics, see if I love it enough, you know. Just off the aesthetics, we love Ferraris.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? My wallpaper on my iPad is a Ferrari.
Wallpaper on my phone, Ferrari.
Wallpaper on my phone is a Chevy Corvette C8, but it was a Ferrari. I do want a C8 Corvette first before I get my Ferrari. But yeah, man, I definitely want a lot of cars. I used to sell cars for a living, so there was a lot of cars that I saw coming in and out of the dealership that I worked at. I was like, yo, I gotta get that. I gotta have that. I really want that. You know what I'm saying? So I got a lot to choose from, but ultimately, I definitely want a C8 Chevy Corvette. I also want a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta. That's my dream car.
Ooh.
And then I want a Mercedes G63 AMG G-Wagon.
Oh, you fancy, huh?
I'm fancy, huh? You know what I'm saying? I want that G-Wagon. You know?
Hard.
So
That's hard.
Those are my top 3 cars that I ultimately have to have. One day, yeah.
One day.
Just not tomorrow.
Nah, probably tomorrow.
Maybe next year? Maybe the year after?
Who knows?
6
months from now, hey, somebody can hit us with a deal like, yo.
Oh,
come on, B. We don't know. We don't know yet.
Hey, if you're listening to this right now, if you're watching us on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, and you want to cut us a check, let's break bread. You feel me? Let's break bread. Let's make something happen.
Hey, we could be speaking something, B, right now. You never know.
You never know.
Because you never know who's watching.
You never know.
Tell me.
Or who's listening.
Ooh.
Hit us up.
Please.
Let's do business.
We open for business. That's hard. But I love the fact that, man, we dream. Like, we these things we want. Like, and I do believe, man, as you speak it, yo, it's coming to you. So
definitely.
I think that's important that we speak in these things. And for our listeners and our viewers, like, they hear us talking about them. So when it comes, like, I think it's going to be some inspiration behind that, B.
Real talk. Because y'all going to see first, you know, us speaking about it initially.
Yeah.
Y'all see it. Y'all hear it. And then when it comes, you're definitely going to see it.
Oh, yes.
And you're going to be like, yo, I remember when them dudes initially spoke about it.
Yeah.
Now they got it.
Yes. They're going to be like, whoa, hold on now. Let me start talking about what I want.
Right. And it's not even just the talking about it, man. You got to take action.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to talk about what you want. And I kind of touched on this briefly in the previous episode, to where I procrastinated so much with my life. And I always just said I was going to be all right. I was going to be okay. But I didn't know how I was going to be all right or okay. You know, until I finally found the how. You know, I thought it was just going to fall into my lap, but it just never did. So just me speaking that I was going to be all right and going to be okay. Yeah, years later, I'm all right. But imagine what you want to accomplish. Speak on it.
Yes.
But don't just speak on it. Take some sort of action to get to that point.
Yes.
Because faith without works is dead.
Yes, sir, B.
And don't just talk about it, be about it.
Yeah. And the way I like to look at it is exactly what you said. Faith without works is dead. But think about it like this. If you sitting there saying, yo, I want a Ferrari, but yet you just sitting on the couch every day, you ain't giving God nothing to work with. But let's say we saying, yo, we want a Ferrari. All right, but we done started a podcast now. Now we giving God something to work with. He like, okay, they serious about this. Let me sprinkle something on this for them. Hey, that's how I believe it works. It's coming.
It's coming.
We give them something to work with, yo.
Most definitely.
It's coming, y'all.
It's coming.
Mark
soon. Our words. Just wait. And when it gets here, I'm going to play this clip. Today's date is September 4th, 2021. When we get these cars that we just mentioned, I'm going to play this clip over and over and over again. When I get my Corvette, I'm playing this clip because I told you I was getting it. When I get my G-Wagon, I'm playing this clip because I told you I was getting it. When I get both of my Ferraris, starting with the Portofino and then going to the F12, I'm playing this clip, letting you know.
That's it. 488 for me, and then the 812 super fast. That's going to be my two. That's it. We said it.
Definitely. We said it. We spoke into existence.
That's
and
it.
We're putting in the work. It's going to happen.
I believe it's on the way already, B.
Already.
It's coming.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
When I get them Ferraris, right? We all know the Ferraris are two-seaters. I'm definitely making sure that the Ferrari is going to be the date night vehicle for me and my girl whenever I get one. You know what I'm saying? It's just that the dating market these days.
What it look like?
Boy. Let's just say, be grateful that you're married. You understand? Be grateful that you found your wife already. You know, because I can't speak for everybody, but I can definitely speak for enough people when I say that the dating market today is trash.
That's crazy, B, because
it's trash.
Man, I heard a story this week that I seen a post. It was basically talking about a guy, and I'll give you a little background story, and you tell me what you think about this.
Okay.
So the background of the story said, I went on a date with a lady a couple weekends ago. Unfortunately, I had car troubles and wasn't able to drive. I did tell her, and she said it was cool that she would drive. On the way out to the date, we stopped at the gas station, and she asked if I would get out and pay and pump the gas for her because she didn't want to. I told her no, because it's not my car and not my responsibility to pump or pay for her gas. Was I wrong? Question mark. What you think about that one, B? Being a single man, you out there in the dating game. What if put yourself in this man's shoes? How would you handle it?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say that I have not been on a date since January of this year. And that's by choice. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on myself right now, but you know, it is September now, so it's been a good few months since I was in a similar situation to this. Not quite like this, might I add, but you know, since I went on a date. But putting myself in this gentleman's shoes, yikes. First and foremost, I would not expect the lady to drive to the date unless she was meeting me there. Now, when I was in college, I did a project for a class. I think I titled the project Expected Roles While Dating. Now, granted, this was close to a decade ago, so you know, a lot of this stuff might be a little outdated, but I know I asked a lot of guys and girls different questions, you know, on Georgia State campus, Clark Atlanta's campus. What should they expect while dating? And one of the questions that I asked them was regarding who should drive on the first date, the guy or the girl. Now, this was something I never thought about until I heard some of these ladies' responses back then. A lot of the women surprisingly said that they wanted to drive to meet a guy on the first date because they didn't want a guy to have to pick them up. And God forbid if the date went wrong, they didn't have a way of getting home because they were relying on him to be her ride.
Understandable.
Right? I never thought about that. But yeah, it's definitely understandable. That brings me to this situation right here. He said no to paying for gas and pumping it because he didn't feel like it was his responsibility because it wasn't his car. Now, me putting myself in his shoes, first and foremost, I definitely would not have taken her out on a date, or I still wouldn't have gone on the date knowing that my car is in the shop. I couldn't do it. I don't want somebody driving me on the first date to our date and then having to be put in a situation like this. If something like that were to happen, if I was in this particular situation like he was in, I would pump the gas and I would pay for it because she definitely didn't have to take me. She didn't have to come get me first and foremost to go on this date. Even though I asked her out, you know what I'm saying? I would at least pay for that. Anytime, especially like anytime I'm in a car with a woman, I pump the gas. You know what I'm saying? I just do it. Like, gas stations are scary, especially for a lot of women. And I can understand that. I remember there were times where I went to the gas station with my ex. Like, even when we drove separate cars, like, I would pull up behind her and I would get out my car and I'd pump her gas. Now, granted, that was my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a first date with anybody. However, this is something that I kind of want to touch on a little bit later on in the episode, regarding women and safety. I definitely feel as a man, it's not as scary for us in the world especially when it comes to gas stations. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get catcalled all the time at gas stations, especially if they looking good. And I expect, on a date, you know what I'm saying, y'all trying to impress each other. Young lady might be dressed, fly. She might be looking real good. You never know who's at that gas station that's going to try her. You know what I'm saying? So you stay in the safety of your car. I'll get out. I'll go ahead and pump the gas. And I'll pay for it too because I couldn't drive us to where we needed to go. That's my bad. My car was in the shop and I still went on a date. However, me personally, I would have avoided this situation altogether knowing that my car was in the shop. I wouldn't have gone on the date anyway. I just wouldn't. I think that's irresponsible. And I don't want to be placed in a situation like this where somebody can hold something over my head, because we all know women talk. Guys talk too, but women definitely talk. And I'm sure I'd be the laughing stock of her friends. Like, man, can you believe this dude? You know what I'm saying? His car was in the shop and he still let me pick him up to drive and blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear none of that.
Definitely gonna be some chatter about that one right there.
So I definitely wouldn't be in the situation to begin with. I would just reschedule. And if she didn't want to reschedule, it's all right. There's 7 billion people on this planet.
I think that's a great positive outlook to have at the end.
There's 7 billion people on this planet. I'll find somebody else who wants to go on a date.
That's real. For me, if had I been in that situation, been a single man or whatever, dating, personally, I would have pumped the gas. Now, as far as paying goes, possibly. Let's just say, I probably would have paid. But then again, in my mind, I'm thinking like, yo, I'm about to pay for this date too. So, what I mean? Yeah. I'm thinking, but who knows? I mean, I'm typically a nice person, so I probably would have paid. I probably wouldn't fill the tank up, but I would have paid.
Right? Makes sense. Like, you don't have to fill the tank up. Just put a little bit of gas in the car. Be like, yo, this should cover.
Exactly.
You picking me up. This should cover. The money that I put into putting gas in the car, not filling the tank, should cover just the distance.
Exactly.
From point A to point B, and then maybe you taking me back to my place.
That's it. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think as a man, I think it is our responsibility. Let's go ahead and pay for it. I mean, I'll come out, pump the gas, because I think that's just it's the right thing to do as a man. You shouldn't really have your woman be touching the pump and going out there and you're sitting in the car chilling. Like, that's not a good look in my opinion.
The only way I would see that would be acceptable is if you're handicapped.
Agreed.
You know, as a man, I would just say, pump the gas, and unless you're handicapped, like physically handicapped, and you can't like really get out the car and do it. But I'm sure some of y'all listening, y'all probably gonna make jokes about that. Like maybe old boy need to get on some crutches or something just to get out and pump the gas. Pull the wheelchair out the back, go ahead and wheel his way around.
Do something.
Get
like
the gas.
Even I had a comment that said, the dude said, "I'm gonna be 100. It depends on where you live, but he said he would have threw at least a 20 something in there. You are in her whip,
right?"
So,
it's just common decency.
Yeah.
You're in her car, like you said, you don't got to fill up the tank.
Yeah. And then that makes me think, I don't know about this gentleman, but he was like, it's not his responsibility, but technically it's not your responsibility to open the door, but did you? I want to know, did he open the door for her at least? Like,
right.
Was you open? Because you should, but technically, if she's capable, she can open the door for herself, but chivalry.
True. Yeah, that's a lot to cover. You know what I'm saying? And I only reason why I say that is because, that is the chivalrous thing to do. But there's a lot going on in today's society, this day and age, regarding chivalry. Is it dead? Is it alive? What's going on with it? You know what I'm saying?
It ain't dead.
You sure?
I don't think so.
Maybe with you and your wife, it ain't dead. But I know with a lot of other people, it kind of is. And that's just from my personal experience. I mean, it ain't dead with me.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Like, maybe we can talk about this in depth on a whole nother episode. I don't want to take too much time on this.
Maybe that'll be a whole other episode right there. There. Chivalry.
Yeah, we can probably touch on that. Maybe get some other guests, to kind of talk about it. Maybe have it from a male's perspective and a female's perspective.
I think that'll be good.
But yeah, we'll save that for another episode. You know what I'm saying? But this whole situation in general is just crazy. You've heard my thoughts on it. You've heard Mike's thoughts on it. I'll just say dating in 2021 is tough. Like, it's real tough. Be happy you found your wife, bruh. That's all I'm going to say. Because I ain't got time. That's why I'm single now.
Word.
Dating in 2021, man. It's something that I would say it's not for everybody, but it's definitely crazy.
Oh, B, I just thought about something.
What up, though?
Because I don't think last time we had recorded, I don't think we were on Apple Podcasts, but I think right now is a good time to let everybody know that, hey, we officially made it to Apple Podcasts.
We officially made it to Apple Podcasts. Yeah, it's definitely something to celebrate. It's amazing. We can now say we are on all major platforms.
Let's
go.
It was all the dream.
Yeah, man. Hey, the dream has been turned into a reality.
Yes.
And this is something that we strive to teach you guys, most definitely, man. You have an idea in your head. You have a thought that you want to bring to the forefront.
Yes.
Do it. You don't got to be great to start, but you got to start to be great.
Let them know.
Just get it done.
That really stuck with me every time you told me that. Like, that really sticks.
And I'm glad it did. That's what I'm here for. And that's why we are here. Let's hope that it sticks with our audience, man, because it's true. Whatever it is that you want to do in life, man, especially as long as it's positive, what I'm saying? Nothing crazy, because we all know the world is getting a little crazy right now. But as long as you want to do something positive, something helpful, not only to yourself, but to others, don't hesitate, man. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Yeah. Get it done.
Yeah, because you can do it.
You can definitely do it.
Yeah. So, how was your week, man?
Yo, my week was great, yo. Like, again, man, just work, more work. And then podcast work, man, because editing ain't no joke.
I believe it, man. I salute you, man.
So I appreciate it, man. You definitely got to have the show running some kind of way, you feel me? And, editing the audio and the video, it's a job in itself, man. So thank you guys to every single one of y'all who have supported so far. It really, really just helps, man. It just lets me know that y'all appreciate the work that the both of us are putting in for the podcast. And Mike, man, you're on your way because I know you're gonna start editing soon. I mean, you've been helping a lot with the social media aspect, so I greatly appreciate that. Most definitely.
The social media thing is still new for me. I mean, I'm on social media, but I'm not really on social media, so I'm learning a lot. And you've been most definitely teaching me a lot of stuff, a lot of them tips and tricks, and it is a lot that goes into it. So
yeah, man.
I do appreciate that.
Definitely, that's my week in a nutshell. Just like working the 9 to 5, you feel me, and then working on the podcast so that one day I won't have to work a 9 to 5. You understand?
Big facts.
Yeah, man, it's kind of crazy, ain't it? Like just how we want to just be entrepreneurs full time.
Not for real.
Some people might look from the outside in and just be like, yo, them folks is crazy. You know, again, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with a job.
Nothing.
I have to preface that every time. There's nothing wrong with a job. It just ain't in my DNA. That's all. It ain't in my DNA. I'm meant to be a boss.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. But speaking of crazy, though,
Hey.
I heard something crazy this week.
What you hear?
A lady in South Carolina decided that she wanted some Burger King.
Word?
You know, we all know about Burger King.
We do.
You know, the Great Whopper. Home of the Whopper, actually.
Word?
But she pulled up. I'm guessing this was early in the morning. And she wanted to, you know, go through the drive-thru to get some food. Get something to drink.
Right.
But apparently a order was wrong. And this lady, like I said, I would not say her name. But she pulled up to the drive-thru, and apparently they made a mistake on her order. And gave...
It happens.
It does happen.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing she wanted the morning brew.
Right.
You know, some morning brew coffee. But instead, she might have got some orange juice instead.
Little OJ.
Little OJ. You know, we all like both.
Of course.
But I guess this morning she really needed that morning brew and didn't get it, B. Because after that, after her order was wrong, she decided to pull the strap out.
What? She had the strap on her.
She had the 9 on her. Now, I can't reference to actually say it was a 9. I don't know. But she did pull out a gun. Luckily, no one got hurt. But she did wave it around, and unfortunately, you know, she was taken into custody because of her actions.
Wow.
And all because of a drink mix-up.
Did she at least get to enjoy her coffee?
I don't think so, B.
Man, all of that, and you still didn't get your coffee.
You stupid.
I don't think she got the coffee, B.
Bruh.
Can't wait to get that soundboard straight up.
I mean, what do you think about that?
Yo, it ain't worth it. That's what I think about it. It definitely ain't worth it. How you gonna go and pull a strap out just because somebody messes up your order? It happens often.
It does.
I mean, not pulling a strap on somebody because they mess up your order, but
Yeah.
I can't say that there's not a day that goes by in the restaurant business where somebody's order doesn't get messed up.
Oh, most definitely.
Not a single day.
Most definitely.
I don't think any restaurant can go a single day without messing up an order. It's happened.
Not for real.
You know what I'm saying? We're human.
Yeah.
And I've worked in the service industry before. I know that there have been plenty of mess ups. It happens.
And I think that's one of the, speaking to something else, because it's like, oftentimes I've told people, you know, especially because I work in the restaurant business. So it's like, oftentimes tell some of my employees and coworkers, like, yo, like, if somebody comes in giving you a little bad attitude or something like that, don't take it so personal. Like, a lot of times they're coming in with that.
Yeah.
So just look, hey, just try your best, do your best, just give out great customer service, and it all gonna come back to you.
Most definitely.
You know, I'm fortunate that this lady decided I mean, she had the strap on anyway, so it seems like she was ready to go anyway.
I mean, it's South Carolina, so I believe they're a carry state just like Georgia.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? So a lot of people stay strapped, I'm sure. But still, you do all of that, you ain't even get to enjoy your coffee.
She did get a coffee, but guess what she did get, though?
What she get?
She got a mug shot.
You stupid.
Oh, she ain't get the coffee mug, but she got a mug shot.
Oh my God.
Man.
Wow. Y'all are probably thinking that we are so corny right now, but hey, it's like that because, you know, there's a lot that's been going on this week that we are going to get into a little bit later. But as of right now, we definitely want to keep the mood light. We want to keep the energy high so that we can address certain topics that we had discussed prior to pressing the record button.
Most definitely.
So, yeah, man. What else you got for us today, man? What other enjoyable tidbits you got for the audience?
Well, speaking of King, let's talk about LeBron James. King James, the chosen one. I mean, whatever you want to call him, we all know who he is.
We all know who he is.
He's really been on his GM status right now. Homie's been putting together, of course, you know, the ownership, of course, of the team is doing some of the stuff too. But, man, he has been really assembling a team that is looking like the next, man, Jordan freaking Warriors team that won the whole thing. Right. And he's acquiring some real big names, some real names that a lot of people know, a lot of veterans. But they're getting a lot of 1-year contracts.
Yeah.
And it's looking like, honestly, they got the ship locked up, but we don't know.
We don't know. I mean, it's the players that he's getting involved, they're a lot of old players.
Yeah.
But they're a lot of old, good players.
Yeah.
Multiple all-stars.
Big facts.
You know what I'm saying? Definitely people who have been contenders throughout their entire career.
Big facts.
So I can most certainly acknowledge that. And, you know, the moves that the Lakers are putting in. I'm not a Lakers fan. However, I used to be when Shaq and Kobe were playing together because Shaq was my favorite ball player of all time. So wherever Shaq went, man, I followed the team.
Shaquille.
Except for when he went to the Phoenix Suns, man, I was embarrassed. But, you know, that was right before he retired. So, I mean, it's understandable. He was getting old.
Yeah.
But, yeah, man, I followed Shaq all the way from the Orlando Magic to the Los Angeles Lakers to, you know, Miami Heat.
You followed Shaq around a lot of places.
A lot of places.
Because he went a lot of places.
Cleveland, Boston. Shaq was my favorite player, man. But my definitive team, my number one team, you know, I ain't ashamed to say it, even though they not doing what they supposed to be doing.
And who is that?
They've been doing better last season, you know, but the Knicks. Yeah, I know. I get that reaction a lot. You know, I'm originally from New York, and my first two basketball games, first two NBA games ever, was at Madison Square Garden. You know, watching the Knicks play in person.
MSG.
Yeah, man. Watching Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Latrell Sprewell. You know, they're like watching all of them play, you know what I'm saying, in the 90s and early 2000s. So, you know, I went to a few Knicks games when I was a kid. And then I started going to the Nets games when they were in New Jersey still. So I'd never been to a Brooklyn Nets game, but I used to go to Continental Airlines Arena in Jersey a lot and watch the Nets play back in the day.
Well, speaking of Nets, they actually just got someone from the Nets in DeAndre Jordan, which is a pretty big pickup for themselves. So
for real,
they most definitely, like I said, they getting some great talent out here, B. And I pray for you and your Knicks, though, brother.
Listen, I pray for the Knicks every season. I pray for the Knicks every season because no matter what, they seem to let me down. However, you can't say that I'm a bandwagon fan.
Not true.
You definitely can't. Nobody can say I'm a bandwagon fan.
That's real. They did better last year. I will give them. They did a lot better though. Shout out to the Hawks.
Oh yeah, the Hawks, man. The Hawks killed it last year.
No, they did.
You know what I'm saying?
They really did.
I haven't been to a Hawks game in years, but yeah, they killed it.
Nah, salute to them.
Salute to them boys.
Most definitely, man. Good job, LeBron. What else? What else you got for us this week, B?
I mean, just talking about GM news, like how LeBron out here making boss moves and building up a team, man. I can't stress it enough, man. We definitely push the idea of how important it is to be your own boss, man.
Yes.
Because with being your own boss, you can make a lot of specific moves that you might not necessarily be able to make as an employee. Now, again, I must stress that there's absolutely nothing wrong with being an employee.
None at all.
You know, being a boss is not for everybody. However, there's a lot of people out there who have the ambition or may have the ideas or may even have somewhat of the drive to become their own boss, but they don't know the steps that they need to take to make it to that level. So I'd like to think that that's why we're here, to kind of help give you just that little bit of a push to get to, reach out and touch your dreams, man.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to say regarding that, though, like I just went to the movies yesterday. Right?
Okay.
I saw Shang-Chi. You know, the newest Marvel movie.
Most definitely. That looked dope.
It was a great movie, man. Definitely like the official first movie of Marvel Phase 4. So everybody's still stuck on, you know, Infinity War and Endgame when Thanos snapped and then everybody got snapped back. But yeah, Shang-Chi was a good movie. And swear, out of every single line in that movie, I had to pull out my phone and take notes for one specific line in the film.
What was that?
The character of Katie, played by Awkwafina, was practicing archery, right? She was practicing archery in a certain part of the movie. And she was talking to one of the elders in the community about how her mom said that she was a slacker pretty much her whole life and that she never really finished anything. You know, she would start something and never finish it. And when she just got bored of something, she went to do something else. So she didn't really have a clear goal in mind. She didn't really have a clear path set out in life, right? So the elder said to her, if you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. I'm going to say that again.
Say it one more time, B.
If you aim at nothing, you'll hit nothing. Now, that really stuck out to me, especially because I kind of related to Awkwafina's character in that specific moment because I used to start certain things as a kid. And, you know, when I got bored of it, when I got tired of it, I would stop and then try to go to the next thing that I might have wanted to do. Right? I didn't stick with something my entire life. Like one thing I regret not sticking with my entire life was martial arts. I was heavy into martial arts growing up, you know, as a kid and as a teenager, but I didn't see it all the way through. And definitely watching Shang-Chi made me like, yo, like I know some of the moves, but I don't know them like I used to. Like it was crazy. For those of y'all who don't know, Shang-Chi is a Marvel Comics character, obviously, but when he first debuted, he was considered the Kung Fu master. So the whole movie had amazing fight choreography, definitely heavy, deep rooted in Kung Fu, and I really loved it, man. I enjoyed it, especially having the martial arts background. I appreciated it a lot compared to a lot of the fight scenes in the other Marvel movies. But yeah, man, definitely, if you aim at nothing, you hit nothing.
Man, I think that's really, first and foremost, that's an amazing quote. That makes me think about somebody said one time to me, they was like, if you don't know where you're going, no one will follow you there. And that made me really, really want to figure out my purpose and just things that I really wanted to do. Because it's almost like we all want to be impactful in some way, shape, or form in our lives.
Shameless plug.
But it's like, if you don't even know where you want to go, how can you expect someone else to like, man, yo, I'm trying to do what you do, or you inspired me to do that. But
right.
I think that is most definitely a great quote in what you said. If you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. Because when I started onto my own entrepreneurship journey, I can say that for me, it was very scary at first. Mm-hmm. And the scary part was, first and foremost, being afraid to fail or being afraid to even just succeed, which now looking back is crazy to even think about.
Right.
But it was also just investing into myself. Like, it's like we don't think about it like this, but when we go start a job, we're investing into that job because we know, hey, they're going to give us a check.
Exactly.
They're going to give us a check at the end of the day. But when you start your own business, you're actually taking money of your own, and then you're investing it into this business. You're investing into some equipment that you won't see the return on it right away.
Oh man, that is true. Absolutely true.
Exactly.
Think of us in this situation here when we started the podcast.
Exactly.
How much money went into the equipment that we have now, and when we're gonna see that return on the equipment that we've invested in. But yo, if y'all want to start a podcast, don't hesitate, man. Get it done right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, if you aim at nothing, you hit nothing. And like he said, run that quote by me again. If you don't know where you're going, nobody will follow you.
That's it.
That's what it was. Okay, yeah. So if you don't know where you're going, nobody will follow you.
Nah, for real.
Have a plan in mind, man.
Yeah.
Think of a goal that you want.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And the biggest thing too was use what you have in front of you. Like, you don't have to have it all. Like, you don't have to have all. Like, we didn't have all this equipment to start off with. We just literally started with what we had, and then just made the most out of it. And as you continue to keep the ball rolling, showing up every day, like, stuff comes your way. You'll meet people. Like, I remember when I started my landscaping business, I had nothing. I was like, yo, I'm gonna start doing landscaping. I had used some of my dad's equipment, and then I ended up meeting a guy. And this guy ended up saying, yo, I own my own business. You need some equipment? What do you need? Yo, I give you a discount on, pretty much he funded 90% of my business as far as landscaping. And that just was literally, I had to start first though.
Right.
Once he seen me, he was like, yo, I gave you an opportunity and a chance because I seen that you were hungry for it. You wanted something. So just start, and you never know what will come about it.
Man, that's amazing right there, yo. Like, if anybody's watching, yo, if y'all own your own equipment company for all of this right here, give us a call.
Oh, most definitely.
We would love to support y'all, but help us help you. You feel me?
Yo, for real.
Yeah, because we got our eye on certain equipment, and it's like, yo, we might have to wait in order to get it. But yo, real talk. Like, I mean, that's amazing right there. Like, just to know. That you had a goal in mind, and it was something that you wanted to do, something that you wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
And you worked with what you had.
Yeah.
Just like you said, we didn't just go out there and spend a lot of money on fancy equipment. I mean, I had this laptop, you had your laptop. All we really bought were mics, the mic stands, some extra attachments to set everything up.
Some lights.
Lights. What we're filming on for YouTube is not even anything fancy. Like, we're using our phones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you can see the quality on YouTube. Speaking of, Shout out to everybody who's been watching our videos on YouTube. Shout out to all of our new subscribers, yo.
We appreciate
we
you.
We definitely appreciate you. I don't think we've said thank you to you guys yet, but here we are 3 episodes in.
Yes.
And as of right now, I can say we are at 17 subscribers on YouTube.
Most definitely.
And it's only going to grow from here.
For real. And you know what's going to be cool is we're going to really remember, like, because it's going to be y'all that we're really going to remember, because it's going to have more followers down the line, but it's going to be those day one people that like really, really rock with us.
Most definitely.
And we going to like, they just going to show love. So, man, we really do appreciate y'all and everything that y'all doing.
We definitely do.
Ooh. I just, another quote came to me, B.
What up?
The more you invest into yourself, the more people will invest into you. And that to me was something that stuck out to me this week. The more you actually put into yourself, the more people will see value in you to want to, shop with you or, do anything as far as your entrepreneurship dream. So think about that as you starting off. Invest into yourself.
Yeah, that definitely says a lot, man, because just think about it. Even our audience now, like, we never would have had an audience if we didn't think to start doing this.
Most definitely.
And even when we put out our first episode, we didn't really have much of a following at all.
Nah.
We barely had like maybe 20 followers on IG.
Yeah.
We barely had, like, we had 2 followers on YouTube at first. You know what I'm saying? And it's grown.
Yeah, most definitely.
Both platforms have definitely grown. We started a TikTok. That's grown. Our listenership on Spotify has grown.
Man.
Our listenership on Apple Podcasts is definitely going to grow.
Most definitely.
And I can't wait for it, man. Like,
seriously.
I mean, I can wait for it, but it's definitely going to be something that's amazing when we get to that point, to where we look back and it's like, yo, we've come a long way.
Yeah.
And we still got a long way to go.
Ooh, you just made me think of something, B.
Another one.
Appreciate the small wins. Appreciate the incremental progress that it's going to have. Because in entrepreneurship, you're not going to always, the growth is not going to come overnight.
Not at all.
It's not. So you got to be able to look at these small little incremental progresses like, yo, we doing something. Yeah. I'm going in the right direction.
Brick by brick.
And guess what? It's on us. Like, we doing this. Like, we not waiting on nobody else. Like, no, it's us.
No, dang right, it's just us. Like, not yet have we had, somebody on the show to rely on to help us boost our views and our listens. We're doing this just the 2 of us.
Man.
Now, granted, if you're wanting to come on the show, we're more than happy to welcome you onto the show so that you can, speak to us, or at least, call in and, we could talk to you.
That'd be dope.
It would be very dope. But, we'll certainly cross that bridge when we get there. But at the same time, like, really just the 2 of us is building this, man. Mm-hmm. It's definitely impactful.
I think so.
It's definitely impactful, and it speaks volumes to the type of work ethic we have and the type of work that we've been putting in to impact the community.
Yes.
Shameless plug.
Oh, man. I love it, B. I want to, because I learned a couple of things this week. Last thing I think that really stuck out to me was, if you're wanting to get into the entrepreneurial game, and you maybe don't know how or where to start, find something that you feel is valuable that you have. Not necessarily a thing, but maybe a skill or something that because there is something in you that you can do better than anybody else that you may think is very simple.
For real.
But find that thing, and I want you to make it valuable so that when you present it to the world, they will put value on it as well. And a lot of times they will pay you more than what it's valued at. Like, I'll give you an example.
Right.
I started a detailing business, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just like to clean my own car. I just used to spend hours on cleaning my car. Just a skill that I didn't even really know I had, but I had. And when I realized one day, I was like, hold on, I can get paid for this. So I bought a vacuum. Mm-hmm. Vacuum maybe was, I don't know at the time, first vacuum was maybe like $25, B. I started detailing cars, and I started making like, $50 a car that I was detailing. So detailing a car, and I bought a vacuum for $25 and made $50 from it. So literally, I took.
You already saw that profit back.
Exactly, something so small that I just said, you know what, I'm gonna invest into it first, because I didn't know if I was gonna get the return. Mm-hmm. And then I saw the return after just putting value into that and making something out of it. So just start with what you have, man, and put value into it so that other people will literally, man, see more value into it. Because everybody needs something. Trust me. We all need something.
Yo, we definitely all need something, especially like new music. And I say that to say, speaking of returns.
Ooh. Who that?
How y'all feel about the return of Drake with CLB and the return of Ye with Donda? Ooh. Because that's clearly something that's been heavy in the news lately. Not in like real news, but in hood news. You feel me? Definitely doing a lot of trending on Twitter, the both of them. How do you feel about both albums?
I will say, honestly, I've listened to a little bit of Donda. Mm-hmm. So I don't know too much. I've listened from the listening party. Now, is that the same from the album? Or
that's a great question. He did have 3 listening parties, and I can say that I have not listened to Donda yet. But Drake's CLB has definitely been on repeat. You feel me? So I honestly say that, in my opinion, Drake took this one. Because I know he was waiting for Ye to drop before he dropped his own album.
Yes. Are you a little biased, though?
I guess you could say that I am. And the only reason why I say that is because I miss the old Kanye.
The old Kanye.
I miss backpack toting, the Louis Vuitton Don, pop collars on the polo, the pink polo shirt Kanye. You know what I'm saying? When he came out with the College Dropout, Late Registration, which, by the way, is my favorite Kanye album. I can listen to Late Registration from front to back. Not skipping any songs. And then, of course, Graduation after that. Like, those are the top 3 albums that Kanye has ever put out, in my opinion.
You mean not to cut you off, Kanye?
Yeah.
That Kanye?
Yeah, that Kanye.
Come on, man. So you saying he not the same Kanye?
He not the same Kanye.
Oh, man.
He's definitely changed Kanye. I mean, Kanye's a genius. You know what I'm saying? All the money that he was able to raise just off of listening parties. Held in stadiums.
Bro. He had a mattress in the middle of the arena. And people showed up.
Wow.
Genius.
Extreme genius. So, shout out to Kanye most definitely because he knows what he's doing in the music business. He's definitely still an ill producer. He knows what he's doing when it comes to beats and rhymes. But I got to give this round to Drake, man. Like, I've been listening to Drake since high school. Mm-hmm. And I would say 2006 is when I was a senior, when I graduated. I was listening to him since back then. When he dropped his first mixtape.
Comeback Season? No.
Comeback Season was number 2.
Oh, man.
His first mixtape was Room for Improvement.
Oh, man, I don't even remember that, B.
Yeah. I actually bought Room for Improvement off of MySpace. I had to buy it off of his MySpace account.
Shout out to MySpace.
Back in 2006. It was a physical CD. It wasn't digital. Physical CD was shipped to me straight from Canada, and his signature was on it. Now, I don't know if it was actually him who signed it, but I think I still have it. I don't know. I put my CDs somewhere. I don't even use CDs anymore.
It's pretty hard, B. Yeah, I don't even have a CD player.
I have a CD player in my room. I definitely don't have one in my car. But, the CD player in my room is a little dusty because all I use it now is for auxiliary. Like I plug my phone in with the auxiliary cord and just blast it from the speakers. But I don't even use the CD player in my room anymore. But I would say I'm a little biased because I've been listening to Drake for so long, and I actually put a lot of my friends onto Drake before his music even blew up. Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of surreal. Like I was telling people, like, yo, he's next to blow. He's next to blow. But I can't take credit for that, of course, because I ain't putting no work into helping him blow. Like I told a few people, ooh, whoop-de-doo. But I mean, like I've always believed in his skills. Like Room for Improvement was definitely a fire mixtape. And then the follow-up to Room for Improvement, which was Comeback Season, was definitely fire. Yeah. So those are my top 2 Drake projects ever. Probably just because of nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
But I would say I'm biased for Drake's artistry over Kanye's, especially because Drake is a multi-talented individual.
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't say that he probably can't produce. Like he can't really hold a candle to Kanye when it comes to producing. Like Kanye just kills it when it comes to beat making and stuff. He's been doing it all his life. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to singing, when it comes to rapping, I mean, even acting, Drake is a triple threat in that manner.
You're right.
Because most of us know Drake from Degrassi. And I watched Degrassi all throughout high school. So
Wheelchair Jimmy.
Come on. Definitely. So, yeah, I'm a little biased in that aspect. What would you say regarding that? Are you biased at all regarding any of the projects?
Possibly. I do like Drake as an artist. I think overall I listen to Drake more than anything. I do like what Kanye's doing. It's just as far as like saying the name of Jesus. I love that aspect about him. But I think overall, listening to music wise, like if I were to listen, I probably would be listening more to Drake. And I did hear a couple songs. I ain't gonna lie, that slap. And for me, with Drake he just giving you game within the song, like,
right.
and he's giving you also. To me, I like what he does when he'll kind of give you like where he started and where he's now, and like what he's going through. And I just like, yo, you can pull a lot of game from that if you really listening.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I do appreciate Drake on. And he got some bops in there. He do.
He definitely does. And both of them, like I said, have been trending quite a bit this week on Twitter. So
a lot.
It's definitely something that's, been pretty popular. But Certified Lover Boy, Drake's album has been killing it this week since it dropped yesterday. Definitely breaking records on Apple. It was like, what, the most streamed album in a day?
On Spotify, too, I heard.
Sheesh.
Yeah, in a day. Good Lord. That means a lot of people was listening to that.
I was one of them. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of them.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I fell asleep and I woke up and I was looking it up. I didn't really care but I was looking it up though. I ain't gonna lie. It was anticipation was heavy.
It was definitely heavy, especially because a lot of people were talking about it. Like,
yeah.
I stayed up when it dropped. Like I was torn between whether I should listen to Bobby Shmurda's song or Drake. And I actually forgot. I was doing something else. I think I was working on a new video for y'all, but I didn't think about it till like right before I went to sleep when I went on the Twitter and some people were talking about Certified Lover Boy, and I was like, let me start to listen to it. So I was listening to the first couple of tracks and then I fell asleep. So I woke up the next day trying to pick up where I left off, and yeah, I mean it's good so far.
I can tell you, I can go like nowhere without hearing it now. Like somebody's playing it.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
And of course, everybody's going to have Instagram captions.
Oh, man.
The Instagram captions are going to be like pretty much everywhere.
Pretty much.
From the album. So be on the lookout for those quotes, man. Them bars are going to be coming to an Instagram page near you.
Bars.
Real quick, I know this is not our typical news, but, don't even know if you're going to hear this, but happy birthday to Beyonce. Today, as we are recording this, it is September 4th. Which is B-Day. She just turned 40 today.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe that?
Oh, wow.
And she looked 40.
She's only 10 years older than me.
That is crazy.
She doesn't. Most definitely.
So, I mean,
She's been doing it for a long time.
She's definitely been doing it for a long time. I still say that my favorite Destiny's Child member is Kelly. Not gonna lie. Calendria, just give me a call. I'll give you my number if you DM me on IG. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I understand you got the situation with your man. If you give me a call, I'll answer. You feel me? But nah, big shout out to Beyonce.
Happy birthday, B.
It is Virgo season, and the only two Virgos that I mess with are Beyonce and Nas. Any other Virgos, we're not really that cool, but I still love y'all. From afar.
Oh, man. So, in other news as well, as you may have known, New Orleans and New York are going through is it hurricane season or is it just some hurricanes that's happening?
Hurricane season.
Okay.
Typically August, September are hurricane months. It's a tragic situation. 16 years ago, Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans and pretty much devastated the whole city. But Hurricane Ida just tore through the country, man. Like hit Louisiana bad, Mississippi, and then it moved up northeast to touch down and affect coastal cities up north like New York, New Jersey.
Was Rhode Island affected?
That I don't know. If it was, it wasn't really talked about much in the media. But New York City definitely was affected. Certain cities in New Jersey were definitely affected. And there was a lot of flooding.
Yes.
Heavy flooding. And it's something that hasn't been seen up there since Hurricane Sandy, probably about 10 years ago or so.
Yes. I saw some pretty pretty disturbing videos of just like you said, basement photos of just water coming out of the sinks. It was so much water and just breaking down walls and doors from just so much water, man. So
water in the subway, like they had to shut down certain train lines because, you know, the subway was flooded. There were several people who did lose their lives up there because, you know, they drowned. But my condolences definitely go out to all the families who lost a loved one,
man,
due to this deadly storm. Like, it's crazy.
Sending healing prayers, man, out to each and every one that's been affected by that. Seriously.
Yeah, from New Orleans all the way up to the Northeast. My prayers definitely go out to y'all. You just never know what's gonna happen, man. Like, I know we touched on it briefly in the last episode. Tomorrow's never promised.
Yep.
You don't know what's coming our way. You don't know what could go wrong. Just stay safe, like, as best as possible. I say that to touch on this next topic, which I didn't really know this young woman at all. I didn't know about this young woman at all until I heard about this story when it broke a few days ago. But a young lady by the name of Janae Gagnier. I'm so sorry if I butchered her last name, but she went under the Instagram handle Miss Mercedes Moore. She has passed away a few days ago due to an alleged stalker who lived in Florida and drove all the way to Texas where Miss Mercedes Moore lived and apparently strangled her to death and then stabbed himself afterwards. I just want to say, stay safe. Like,
yes, please.
Especially ladies, yo. Please be aware of your surroundings at all times. We don't know if Miss Mercedes Moore knew this guy. We don't know if it was just somebody who was watching her from a distance. But she had 2.6 million followers on Instagram. She was well known by quite a few people. Well known in the sense of her being somewhat of a celebrity, to where people knew what she looked like. People knew her personality from her videos and stuff like that. But you just never know who's watching you and what their intentions of watching you are.
Yes.
You know, whether they just want to watch you for entertainment that you provide, whether they want to watch you just because they like the fact that you have grown from the start of your career to advancing to a higher platform in your career. You just never know why somebody has their eyes on you. So definitely my prayers go out to her family, especially her parents. It's really tough, man. It's a tough situation to talk about. It's a tough situation to cover. But again, ladies, please be aware of your surroundings at all times.
Yes. Please
make sure that if you are a part of the Instagram model life, if you are living that life, if you are a public figure, just be careful. You know, there's not really much more I can say to that because, I mean, the world is just crazy in general. Like, you never know what anybody's about. But
some more just unfortunate news as well. Real estate investor Greg Leaks. He was the former husband of Nene Leaks from the Atlanta Housewives. He unfortunately passed away this week from colon cancer. And I actually personally knew him, met him a couple times, actually more than a couple times as well. He used to come into the juice bar I used to work for, and you know, he was a real nice man. He always came in, smiles on his face, joking around, and he actually let me know. He was like, you know, man, I have cancer. You know, he's like, but I'm fighting this thing. This thing don't got me, and just always had a great mindset and a positive attitude, even though he was, you know, fighting something that was really trying to take him out. And I just remember giving him suggestions on certain things that would kind of help it. And yeah, man, you know, I realized at one point he wasn't coming in as much, and apparently, you know, it did get to. They said that it did progress in different stages, but yeah, he was fighting it since 2018. Man. So, yes, man, and he passed away at the age of 66 years old. So, man, my prayers go out to Nene Leaks and the whole family. You know, right now, man.
Most definitely,
we lost a good one, man. Greg was a real nice person, seriously, and he was nice to everyone that was around him as well. So, my prayers and my hats go off to him.
Definitely has been a tough week regarding certain news like that. But I just definitely want to say, yo, like, keep your heads up, you know, stay positive as best as you can, and just keep living life. We never know when our time is. We never know when we're going to be, called to leave this life. But we got to make the best of what we have while we have it.
Most definitely.
And, that's one of the main reasons why we stress so heavily. If there's something that you want to do in life, just do it.
Let's do it.
Do it. Especially if it's positive. Of course, if it's positive and it's not to harm anybody. I don't want y'all thinking that we're telling psychos to enact on their psychotic thoughts. But if you got a dream, if you're passionate about something, if you want to launch a business, if you want to start a new career, if you want to go back to school, whatever it is that you want to do it. Don't wait. Don't hold off. Don't put off. Do it. Get it done now.
Yes. And also, dream big. Don't ever allow your current environment, your current situation, whatever it is that you're in, even if you don't see yourself there yet, like don't be afraid to dream big, or don't allow that ceiling to even honestly be there.
Yeah, that ceiling shouldn't exist.
It shouldn't, because you can do it all. I promise you, a way can be made.
Facts.
So believe in yourself, believe big, and big will come. So that's one thing that I want to just give out there to the people, B.
Yeah, man. I definitely appreciate each and every single one of you guys for listening.
Yes.
I do want to let y'all know that a new blooper video is coming out this week, because I definitely want to lighten up the mood here.
Yes.
Because these stories have really not only affected those who were close to it, but I mean, they have affected us, as y'all can probably tell. But I want to make sure that, we not only bring a smile to our face, but we bring smiles to y'all's faces as well. So if you guys are listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you might be listening to us on, please make sure to check us out on YouTube at Residual Impact Podcast. Go ahead and search that and subscribe to our channel. Make sure that you have your notification bell turned on, so that you'll be notified anytime we upload a video. And you guys won't regret it. Our videos are pretty funny at times. They're definitely pretty cool at times, and of course pretty informative.
Yeah.
And the blooper videos, people seem to get a kick out of. So
we definitely get a kick out of it.
Yeah, both of us definitely get a kick out of the bloopers. So we're sure that you guys will get a kick out of it too. So again, if you guys are listening to the audio only, please make sure that you find us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Click that bell notification and watch all of our videos, just so you can see what we look like first and foremost, and see the dynamic on screen versus just hearing it through your speakers and your headphones.
Most definitely. And I would say if you have any type of promotion that you would just want to get out there, we're still holding promotion opportunities that you can put your own, whatever, you may be starting to be an entrepreneur, you want to get your product out there, you maybe want to get your service out there. Hey, we are most definitely here to help grow as we grow. So if you want to get in contact with us, we are here at Residual Impact Podcast at gmail.com, or you can reach out to us on Instagram as well at Residual Impact Podcast. And just reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Definitely. And we look forward to hearing from you guys, because y'all hear it all the time. We push for entrepreneurship opportunities, so we would love to shout you guys out. So DM us, email us, hit us up. We can talk about it and see if we can make things shake.
Yes, sir.
Let's
yes,
get
sir.
it popping.
Yes, sir.
And I hope that each and every single one of you guys continue to have an amazing week. And if the week hasn't been so amazing for you just yet, hey, just know that it's just starting, and it will pick up, because you're going to have an amazing week regardless, whether you feel like it's going to be amazing or not. You're still alive. You still are capable of doing many things. So be grateful for that. Be thankful for that. And go out there and do it. Live your life.
Yeah.
Make moves.
Yeah. And if you have a hard time maybe picking yourself up in the slump, think of 10 things you're grateful for. Just 10 things. And I guarantee you, after you sit there and you think about 10 things, your mind ain't going to be on what you was just focused about. So
that's a bar.
Try it. I mean, it works, B.
I got to try it myself.
It works.
Definitely. So we greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in this week.
Thank you.
Catch us next week for another episode of the Residual Impact Podcast. We are so grateful to be on episode 3, and we're even more grateful to bring you guys episode 4 next week.
Yes.
And man, it's crazy. Like, we started from absolute zero.
Zero, just an idea.
We started with an idea.
That's it.
And we're here doing it. About to do episode 4.
That's it.
Just wrapping up episode 3.
And if we can do it, you definitely can.
Y'all definitely can do it. Man, we just 2 brothers with a microphone and some computers, and
that's it.
yeah.
And a phone.
2 phones.
2 phones.
2 phones. Kevin Gates status. We love y'all.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Till next time.
Peace.